So yesterday Niantic made an announcement which, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was quite underwhelmed by it. I did not really feel like it was that exciting at all, and it seems like the Pokemon GO community agrees with me because, yeah, there was a lot of potential for them to do something really cool with this particular event, but instead they went with a Pokemon that I don't think anyone really cares about, and I just feel like it's just a huge missed opportunity. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I'm going to be going over the Shadow Regigigas raid day that we're going to be getting in the month of May, and why most players just simply does not care. Alright, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. Alright, so yesterday Niantic announced that we're going to be getting a Shadow Regigigas raid day, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing really special with this raid day aside from they're going to be removing the restriction where you cannot remote into like Shadow raids. That's the only thing with this announcement that I think a lot of players actually cared about, and I think it's only going to be for this event. But even aside from that, I think a lot of players were hoping for a different Pokemon for this raid day, specifically because they initially announced that it would be a Shadow raid day. So people were speculating that it would be Apex Shadow Ho-Oh or Apex Shadow Lugia. Those are Pokemon that players have been wanting in raid battles for a very long time. Or it could have been something really cool like Shadow Kyogre or Shadow Groudon, or like the Apex versions of those. But yeah, we went with Regigigas. That's such a very interesting, head-scratching decision. I do not think anyone necessarily cares about Shadow Regigigas. It's not a meta-relevant Pokemon by any means. I do not think anyone would care to use it in PvP. And of course, when it comes to raid battles, it's a normal type. It's not going to deal any kind of significant damage. So yeah, I unfortunately do not like this raid day, and I think a lot of players agree with me. But at the same time, I still think we need to cover it. Maybe there's going to be someone out there who would want to get shiny Shadow Regigigas, and they would want to know the details for this raid day. So let's go over that real quick. Shadow Regigigas raid day is going to be happening on May 17 from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time. The featured Pokemon is of course going to be Shadow Regigigas, and you're also going to be able to get the shiny form of this Pokemon during this event. Now, these are going to be the event bonuses that you will want to pay attention to. You're going to get 5 additional free raid passes from spinning gym photo discs for a total of 6, and then you're also going to have an increased chance at getting shiny Regigigas during raid battles. And then Regigigas caught via Shadow raids are going to have a much higher attack, defense, and HP, and then remote raid passes can be used to participate in Shadow raids. And the remote raid pass limit is going to be increased to 20. Now, the thing you need to keep in mind is that on top of getting an increased shiny chance for Regigigas, the fact that we're going to have higher attack, defense, and HP IVs doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have an increased chance at getting a Shundo, but the chances are certainly going to be higher. Considering that when it comes to Shadow raids, the IV floor is much lower, this essentially just brings it up to what it typically would be if it wasn't Shadow. So don't think of it like you're going to possibly get like a 13-13-13 minimum. It's just going to be up to the normal rate. But considering that you do get additional IVs when you purify a Shadow Pokemon, yeah, this could potentially get you a Shundo. Now, there's also going to be a timed research during this event, which is going to award you with 10,000 Stardust, 1,000 additional Stardust from raid battles as a bonus, and a whole lot more. It's basically going to allow you to turn this into a Stardust farming event. And then finally, as normal with all of these raid days, there's going to be a paid event ticket. It's going to give you 8 additional raid passes from spinning gym photo discs for a total of 14. You're going to have an increased chance to get Rare Candy XL from raid battles, 50% more experience from raid battles, and double the amount of Stardust when you complete raids. So yeah, there you have it. On paper, this is your typical raid day. It's going to have some of the same bonuses, and the fact that it is a Shadow Legendary raid day, that obviously adds a little bit of caveats. You will need to have a lot of those gems or those purified gems that you get from Team Go Rocket battles, and of course, you will be able to remote into them. So if you live in a rural area, this will be your chance to get yourself a Shadow Regigigas from a raid. And yeah, it does have a boosted shiny rate. So if you're more of a collector and you want a shiny Shadow Regigigas, it'll definitely be a good event for you because yeah, it's going to be your best bet for getting that particular shiny. And then on top of that, it's not necessarily a Shadow Pokemon that we often see. It was a Giovanni battle at one point, and I do believe it was in Shadow Legendary Raids at one point, but aside from that, this is really just a boring choice, in my opinion. They could have gone with a lot of other things and it would have generated a lot more hype, but this one feels like a dud. It feels like something that Niantic pulled out of their butt. It just doesn't necessarily make sense, in my opinion. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because I think this could have been something really special. Like, some of the possibilities that people were throwing around before this announcement was Shadow Apex Ho-Oh, Shadow Apex Lugia. Those are two obvious standouts. We only were able to get one of each from a special research in the past, and people were thinking, hey, it'd be really cool if they got a raid day one day. But yeah, we didn't end up getting those. Other people were suggesting Shadow Kyogre and Shadow Groudon. Even though both of those have made frequent appearances, they are extremely powerful and meta relevant, so players want to see them come back, and a Shadow Raid Day would have been perfect for that. But yeah, we didn't end up getting those as well, so yeah, this is really disappointing in my opinion. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a Pokemon that does not matter. It's not a Pokemon that players will care about. Yes, it is a collector's item at the end of the day. A shiny Shadow Regigigas is definitely going to be quite rare. But aside from that, yeah, there's no reason for you to participate for this raid day, in my opinion. I really think Niantic needs to come up with things that are better. And if they're going to have a Shadow raid day, they really should come up with different Pokemon. Even a non-legendary Pokemon, but it's battle relevant, I think that would have gone over a lot better. I really don't know, like, what examples I could think of. There's certainly a lot of Shadow Pokemon that players are using when it comes to the Go Battle League. I think any of those would have been a lot more fun, and definitely a lot more exciting. But yeah, this is just my own thoughts and opinions about it. I'm sure there's going to be players out there who are going to disagree with me. And you know, I want to be positive towards Pokemon Go. I've been actually making a strong push to be more positive. I've been trying to give credit where credit is due, but there's really no good way to spin this. This is pretty much a dud of an event, and I really wish they would have picked something better, but it is what it is. I'm sure there's going to be players out there who are going to still care about this Shadow Raid Day, and all power to them. I really hope they could find a good enough group to take it down, and there's going to be players who will just do the raid day anyway because it's content. There's definitely players like that, but in my opinion, I think you should save your raid passes. If anything, just use the free raid passes that they offer you, and then save your premium raid passes and remote raid passes for raid bosses that are going to be a lot more useful, like the ones that we're going to be getting in Pokemon Go Fest, which is going to be under a month away from this event. So yeah, definitely save your raid passes for that. And then for this raid day, yeah, it's totally safe to skip it. I don't think anyone is going to care about it. So yeah, with that said, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. If you have any thoughts regarding Shadow Regigigas raid day, definitely share them in the comments down below. What are you thinking regarding this raid day? Am I completely off base here? Do you feel like this raid day is actually pretty good? Definitely share your reasons why you think that in the comments, and yeah, let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget the notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the absolute best way you could do that is always going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.